Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm your boy Drew. This is Option for Podcast. Um, I'm joined by a lot of people today. And before I get started, I'd like to introduce our guest, but we'll start out with our the other half of the show, GQ Nesto. How you doing today?
Doing good.
That's it.
Good.
You
That's
just,
it.
You just ready to roll?
I'm ready. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. And so today we're gonna talk about relationships and stuff like that. You know, the nitty gritty. But before we get in all of that, I'd like to a lot of opportunity. And I'll start out on my left with Miss Veronica, and we'll just work our way around the table. Please introduce yourselves to the viewers and the listeners. All right.
I'm Veronica. I was actually in the show about a year ago, so it's nice to be back. Thank you for having me.
So
I had to come back for more because your girl got a lot to say. It's a really touchy subject, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
You ready?
Mhm.
All right. Miss Crystal, will you
Yeah.
please introduce yourself to the world.
First off, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here. My name is Crystal. I don't have a whole lot of experience in the dating world, but I do have a ton of experience in the relationship world. So I'm excited. I'm excited to give you guys a perspective of what we go through.
Okay, I kind of know what you go through. And Miss Hanan, would you please introduce yourself to the world?
Yes, thank you so much for having me today. I'm a friend of Ness. I'm super excited for this episode. And yeah, I actually have experience in both dating and relationship, and I have a lot to say. So,
Oh, you got a lot to say. All right.
Real.
All right. So let's just jump right into it. So, okay. So I was just trying to prepare these questions as best as I could and like more kind of off scripted. But oftentimes, from what I hear from my single homies, right? They be like, they'll see a young lady, young woman, whatever, and they'll say how beautiful she was. And then I'll say, well, did you go talk to her? And then they will respond with, it looked like she got a stank attitude. So no, I didn't. Right. So my question to you guys at this table is, do you feel that you're approachable?
Who are you going to ask?
Okay. Let's just start out with Miss Crystal. Do you feel like you appear to be approachable, if from somebody from the outside looking in?
I mean, I hope so. I don't know though, because I think beauty could be intimidating. I think a lot of it has to do with how secure the man is in the situation. I hope I come off approachable.
She's like, I woke up like this.
Duh.
I hope so. I mean, Vero has been with me, a few times when we've gone out, and
It's a whole new situation.
Situation.
This is not the real her. That's what you're saying.
No, it is. It is the real her. I'm
we
just
get
saying
it.
we get into a whole another like scene because
Yeah.
of that. I feel like just guys sometimes they just don't know how to act or approach, and I guess it has a lot to do with where you're at. I guess the atmosphere, the location.
right.
But in all, I feel like sometimes, especially I feel like the younger crowd, they don't know how to act, especially if they see someone beautiful and they don't know how to like come about and engaging with them, and they just think like it's cool to holler at her in a
Catcall.
Why would it not be cool though?
I don't know. I mean,
Like, what am I not supposed to come talk to you if I'm interested?
No, absolutely. I think in different environments and circumstances, like for example, one time me and Veronica we were at a club in San Francisco, and well,
Is that what it was?
We love
No.
the prop, so get it right, boo.
She said, get it right.
yeah,
We're close.
we were out at a club, and I mean, immediately people were asking us to go up to their, VIP section and stuff like that. But if we weren't allowing them to put their hands on us, then we were asked to leave.
Oh, well, I mean, I understand that.
So
Why-
I guess
why-
being,
yeah.
there's environments
What
will.
does that mean? Did they told you like let me hold that booty or
No,
what?
like they were trying to like fill up on
Oh,
us,
okay.
and then like immediately before even sometimes asking us like, "What do you guys want to drink?" or, politely or whatever the case might be, introducing us normally. No, they were like trying to fill, and they didn't even ask us like, "Hey, you guys want to drink something?" And then me and her were like, "What? Like we don't even know your name. Like we don't even know your friends. Like
That's not important.
that's not cool. That's not cool right now." I'm like, if you guys are trying to have a good time, I feel like that's not cool. That's how you start a conversation. So yeah, no, we're not gonna let you feel and touch, and then you get asked to leave.
Especially me. I'm like, no.
And then me and her were like, okay, well, if they can't touch us, obviously we're.
And she was like, are you telling us to leave?
I was like, Crystal, let's fucking go. And I was like, you're rude.
Miss Anon, I mean, I'm not gonna go into all of the stories that Nesto tells me about you. I'm sorry, Chiquita.
God.
So would you consider yourself?
Story.
Would you consider yourself to be approachable?
I do. I consider myself to be. Why? Even though I have a resting bitch face, right? But that's literally something that runs in my family. Something that we do on purpose, or like we pull, right? It's something that comes naturally. But I do feel that I'm approachable because I am very personable. I don't come off as like a bitch right away. I don't come off like I give bad vibes, right? I've actually been told before that, there's some sort of comfort when people approach me. Like they see like this, like, even though they see like a resting bitch face, but they kind of feel like mom vibes in a way. So it makes them
Okay.
comfortable, right?
So it's like them cuddle vibes.
Yeah.
She's gonna hold me.
For the season.
She a onesie. She a onesie.
Yeah, for real. She's gonna make me feel
Oh,
secure.
one big
All
onesie.
right,
It's like a
okay.
blanket. No, but yeah, I think I'm approachable.
Okay. All right. So and to like caveat on that, right? Okay. So all right. So this is my pet peeve. All right. So because this is our business, right? Okay. No, we ain't gonna go that. Okay. So
He said, let me rephrase
what is the
that.
best way? What is the best way to most effective way to come in and talk to you or communicate with you? Is it through a DM? Is it through a text message? Is it through an email? What would you prefer? And I'll start up with Miss Veronica.
Well, depending on how did we meet? Is that
All
the first,
signals.
is that the first initial like
Initial
offer?
contact.
Okay, like a DM.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, initial contact.
Okay, that's okay. Basically, it's so now in today's age, I feel like if you're not outside, you're not getting that exposure to other people. The DM, for some reason, it's like the spot. It's so popular, right? And I feel from a year ago, talking about a year ago, because where I was at then and now, it's like I don't like that anymore. Like I never really did, but like I kind of gave it a little shot this year. I was like, it's a thing to do, I guess, We have same interests, we go to the gym together, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, I don't know, it gets kind of old. Like you don't want to just be talked to. I mean, it makes me also wonder, like, does he do this just with me or with other girls? So there's also that behind your thoughts of like, do you do this often or is it just because it's me? You never know. So I feel like if I meet a guy, I would like it to be just probably in person, or even in the DMs, like maybe at a friend gathering, and then we get to talk like that, and then you'll ask for my number, like kind of like that kind of vibe, but not just a DM, like let's go out and let's get to know each other.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. You know what I
I
mean?
immediately tell them they're wasting their time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Really? If it's
Yeah.
in the DM?
I do. Yeah.
Same.
But what if, like she says, I don't even want to use this word. So she has a resting B word face, right? So I feel like I don't even have a chance if I don't use an alternative route. So if that is you, if the shoe fits wear it, then like, dang, how I'm gonna come talk to you and you look like you angry all the time. So I gotta shoot my DM. I gotta shoot my shot in the DM. I gotta use
shot.
I gotta use social technology.
But you got to be respectful. Like, I mean, like for me, I like to be, if they want to shoot their shot via DM, like keep it like natural. Keep it like yourself. Don't be somebody that you're not. Don't be like a fuckboy, for example, right?
So
Like,
what is that like? So okay, so what are the messages? what is the right message to type in there or the text in there, and what's the wrong?
Okay, let me tell you the right. Okay, for example, let me start with the wrong. The wrong. Can I taste your lips? Excuse me? Like, say what?
Really, people say that?
Yeah, I swear
Yeah.
to God, I got screenshot.
Dude,
And I leave him on red. And I'm
I
like, bye.
mean, the level that it goes to
Oh my God.
in the DMs is hella
it's
crazy.
ridiculous.
You don't even want to like open it. You just delete that.
You
You're
know
like,
what I do?
Excuse me.
I see notifications on my phone before I even open it. I'm like, oh, hell no. And I just go delete right away and block. I'm like, I'm
Like,
cool.
this is why you're on the request to
Exactly.
message. You
Oh, snaps.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the right way? How would you prefer?
Well,
You at the grocery store?
Yeah.
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 Can,
So natural.
can I get that lettuce for you, girl?
No. Fuck
No.
you, I'll get my own lettuce.
I grow it.
Dead.
I grow it.
No. I mean, it's there's no like plan. There's no specific plan. You know, it's really about being organic. And if you feel her, you think she's pretty, you know, you like you said, you shoot your shot. And women can tell when a guy is being genuine.
Exactly.
You know, not when a guy is just trying to get into your pants. So when someone says, "Can I taste your
It's
lips?"
like, no, you're a fuckboy. I don't want that.
I don't even know why you would say that. That's
People say that all the
People
time.
They take it to other levels in DM, especially guys. Like girls don't go to guys and be like, oh, can I taste your lips?
I mean,
Yeah,
it, no, I mean,
Maybe it's work for a couple fuck girls.
no, that's what I'm
out there,
saying. Like,
you know?
if I'm the Rock, then I'm saying that. You know what I'm saying? Because
But you know what?
Wait, you
Look,
think the rock?
you on my arm is a compliment to you.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm a Rock, I'm
Let
just
me
saying.
ask you a
I'm
question. Let me
just
let me flip this on
okay.
you.
Go ahead.
If you think if you were the Rock and the Rock approached me like that, and you think I would say yes?
You would?
No, hell no. What?
That's the rock.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean,
I'll
would
be
you
like,
guys say yes?
no. I would say yeah, but then we'll have to have a conversation on the side. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, the way you came at me, you know, if this is who you really are, then like, nah, I'm cool. But if you just trying to get my attention, then you got my attention. But you know what I'm saying? I think you gotta maybe give somebody a chance, give them like little 30 seconds to a minute and see if they can hold a
You're
conversation.
asking me, can I taste your lips?
I mean, maybe he's just trying to be funny. What if he's trying to be funny?
I mean, that's something that you ask like when you're like 6 months into a relationship, maybe 3 months, you know, with your dude that you're dating. But if he would to ask me that, cool. But if it's a random guy through my DM, I don't care who he is now.
But let me ask something though. Okay. If it was the ideal situation, right?
What is the ideal
Yeah,
situation?
Your personal ideal situation,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Would it be different?
If he said, "Can I taste my lips?" Or, no.
Okay.
If
No.
it
no.
was my ideal situation, he wouldn't be asking something like that.
Exactly.
And okay, so let's play devil's advocate for a second, right?
Uh-oh.
Let's flip it for a minute.
Flip it.
Let's flip it. And see, and the thing is, it's hard for me because I have older brothers and I remember them pulling shit like this on girls. And I was like 10, 11, 12 years old and hearing my brother say these things. And these girls would be like falling for it. And I would always wonder like, why? So when someone is in my DMs, because it is the most common approach nowadays, right?
No
Is
email, no
no
CC.
emails. No.
No CC.
And text message is only if you get the
Yeah,
number. So it's
exactly.
literally
Right.
DMs is like the first initial approach.
No Teams, Microsoft Teams.
And even Snapchat, unless you get somebody Snapchat, you
I don't
get
even
Snapchat.
got
But
Yeah.
but I think even Snapchat is more like it's more risky. You
It
know,
is.
it's like this is the shit that you don't want people to see. You don't want people, you know, because
The
it goes
sneaky
away.
shit
Yeah,
in their back.
exactly.
Mhm.
So usually people are going to be approaching us through DMs, right? Because everyone spends the majority of their time on social media. So when someone says, "Can I taste your lips?" immediately, that's a red flag for us because that's only telling us that they want to get into our pants. Even like I think I screenshot and I sent it to you. Someone was like, "I think you're beautiful. Can I take you out?" And for me, I mean, I'm not trying to come off as any such way at all. Really is I spend my time working or with my kids or at the gym. Those are like my three main focus of my time how I split up my pie. So if just because you say, I think you're beautiful, is not going to convince me to give you any slice of my time.
Oh no.
You know, so for me, it's like, give me something solid. Give me something better to go
What's
off
more
of.
solid than beautiful though?
Elaborate.
Yeah, because you know what I'm
So
saying. I think
actually-
that's
actually-
kinda cool.
Actually showing interest in not just what I look like, because there's dozens and dozens.
What am I
and-
supposed to say? I like the way you microblade.
Or
Yes.
like, yeah, a compliment to a
compliment,
word.
Dude,
Yeah.
I would be like,
even,
this
you
dude
know
is
what? No,
like, that's what I was saying.
No,
Like,
I'm interested in, like, how is it that you are able to build a career on microblading? Like, showing interest in what I'm
Right.
doing.
Or like a gym compliment, like, oh shit, like
Exactly.
good work, I see you.
Good form.
Based off
Good
her
form.
post.
Or-
based off your
or-
post. Exactly.
Something that doesn't have to do with looks all the time. Like, why does it always have to do with the way you look?
Or stalk, like
You know
honestly,
what I'm
stalk the page,
saying?
stalk our page, and just like, yeah, go off that, and just pick something.
I mean,
that
if you really
we
want
do.
something, aren't you gonna go get it?
I'm just saying, like, if I mean, like, I work out, so if I'm just put y'all on game, like, if somebody's saying like good form, that's the same thing as saying let me taste your lips. You get what
How
I'm saying?
so?
Like,
No,
if y'all
no.
falling,
Okay,
let's
okay,
move to the
okay,
next
no, no,
question.
no, no,
No,
Okay,
see, no, this is
no,
good.
If y'all
This
falling
is good.
for
No,
that, y'all
this is
think
good.
that's like tight? Like, no, that's not tight. Like, no, like,
Okay,
okay, so for one, right? So say for instance you doing your say for instance you doing deadlifts right there, right? So you obviously got your back bent over at it. Well, I'm just saying.
That's a big
I'm just
deadlift.
saying, but that's normally what
trying to
you
make his
see.
point.
That's normally what
how
you
about
see.
our chest press?
Oh, anything. Hey, good form, girl. Like,
The way he's like taking.
Okay,
big
so let me ask you something. How would you approach it?
that's why I asked what was wrong with saying, hey, what's wrong with saying you look nice? You know what I'm saying?
My
But-
question is though, okay,
But I wouldn't say anything. That's always worked for me. Like for me, it's always been like, oh, you think you look good, but I'm gonna tell you you don't look good, and then that's gonna make you like, hey, why he not feeling me? Well,
Oh,
'Cause
shit,
you
it's
think-
a little mystery.
Yeah.
game.
you think
Little game.
you think you tight, but okay, all right.
She thinks she all that.
Yeah, like
I
okay.
do.
Yeah, nah, but it's always been the opposite. You know what I'm saying for me. But I'm sorry, Nesto.
But
Go ahead.
let's talk about these famous F boys that obviously ruined a lot of women's lives, right? Why are they so attractive? Tell me. Like, I want to know what is it that all of a sudden a F boy, you guys don't want all these, but a good percentage of the time that an F boy somehow happens to be more attractive than a regular dude. So
You wanna
tell
know why?
yeah, let's go.
Okay, maybe this is
Yeah,
me,
go ahead.
but because honestly, I think it's a goody two good.
Like a Tootsie Roll.
I feel like I'm more like I got him in check, and I don't want to be the person that got him in check. I want somebody to check my ass, right? Not to like.
And a good guy,
Hey-
a good guy can't do that.
He's like yes to everything and like being really nice. It's like, man, I need some kind of like,
Check me.
yeah, like check my ass, right? Like
Nesto, you
Pull
think
my
I'm-
hair.
wait. No, oh my god. Not that loud, but hold on, we can get into that. Hold on. Like it's more of like
That's what I was
check my
thinking.
ass, keep me king.
I'm just saying, right?
Like,
Good boys, nice boys don't do that.
They don't
So I'm
pull
like,
hairs.
look,
They
no.
don't pull hair. They don't spank that
Girl,
ass. So
no.
They're like, tell me what you want.
And I don't want to.
How do I do it?
just do it, dude. Do it.
Just do it at this point. I'm done. That's exactly what it is.
Oh man. Oh,
It's
okay.
I
Or-
think it's that I think what she's saying is like that level of dominance.
It is.
You know, it's that
But
that
can you really dominate nowadays? Like right now, I mean, not saying
Y'all too independent. I don't
yeah,
know
like
how
for
that
real,
works.
like
No,
you know
no,
what I'm saying.
no.
So what do you want to be? Do you want me to handle the situation, or do you? I'm
I
like,
could
Wait,
I
wait,
could
there's a
totally be
difference.
submissive.
Exactly. But there's a fine line, right? With being somebody like that takes control and like has that power over you and like just becomes like possessive and like wants to like control every move, right? And there's the other version where it's like, all right, you can be independent, but I still have your ass in check. That's the kind of guy that I want. Not in check where it's like, oh, you can't do this, you can't wear this. No, meaning like he shows me every day. He reminds me that he's the man in the relationship, not me.
yeah, you're right. No, I agree.
Do you guys feel me?
Yeah,
Mhm,
no, no,
mhm.
yeah, I agree with that. But do you
I
agree
think
with
everyone
that?
I think everyone has their own version of that 100%. And I think the women that I know in my circle will agree with me when we all want to feel like we have a man, you know, that for me, it's something, for me, I think if I'm mentally stimulated and turned on, and I feel like I could learn from this man, he could teach me some things, then that to me is the dopest thing.
That's a real man right there.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, and it's not so much like the, you know, let me control your life and control the direction it's heading in, or let me, you know, give you the money to be able to do this, because then it's like there's still you have that because I gave it to you type of situation, you know. I think it's more so when you have someone who's you're able to learn from, and at the same time has that I don't know, it's just that it's that feeling of a man that could that's got you.
Exactly.
You know, it's not so much like a dominance, but at the same time, you know that your man's got you.
You know that he's the man, right?
So at
It's
what
true.
level is dominance appropriate? I think I want to know
In
what
bed?
For sure.
I mean, obviously, yes. That's but I'm talking about the outer layer. you know,
In-
the-
in-
the- the
In
beginning.
my opinion, for me, the only that I've experienced that I'm like, okay, is in bed. Like I know how to take care of a man. I was married for 11 years, and he could tell you he regrets it now. But
Damn.
Oh yeah.
so
He lost money and like, the goodies. God
I
damn.
mean, look at my girl over here.
I think in bed is where I like to feel like he has dominance. In day-to-day life, yeah, I like to cook my man breakfast. I don't have an issue washing his clothes. I don't have an issue helping him, you know, budget his money and, you know, take care of him.
Do you iron his boxers?
I don't iron. I'll throw that shit in touch up.
Steam it real quick.
Yeah, no, I won't do all of that. But yeah, I mean, I do have a traditional aspect in myself.
Okay. So let's talk about these notifications though, right? So, you know, me and him have conversations all the time. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get stuff up and running. And do you have to see like 20 notifications before you actually check to see who messaged you? Is this something that you subconsciously do, or what is that? Because he feels like it is. I'm just saying.
It's different for people. We had this conversation before. It's different, I guess, for the individual. Like for me, I don't like having notifications, right? So I check right away. So for some people, like for example, I look at their text messages. They have like 400 unread text messages. I'm like, how do you do that? Like I would die, right? But for some people, it's just like a thing of like, okay, like it makes them feel good.
Like,
right?
let me keep them waiting.
Yeah, because
Exactly.
they look at it like,
Yeah.
oh, I have.
So is that a
400,
thing?
You know, I'm getting
Not
all this
for me.
attention. Not for me. For me, I check right away. I'd rather have 0 than have like 400 pending.
If I haven't responded, it's because I haven't had the time
Exactly,
to.
'cause I'm busy.
Yeah.
Veronica?
What?
No, I'm just asking you.
I was like, what?
I'm just asking you. You out there quiet.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Like I want 40 notifications. I'm not answering.
I feel like, yeah, I mean, I don't like
No cap.
the sense of No
You
cap.
busy, but you on live?
No, what do you
No,
mean?
I'm just this is an example. I'm not saying you did this to us. I'm
I
just
know, I feel like
Yeah, like I feel attacked at the
Jesus
moment.
Christ.
I'm just asking a question about notifications. What's wrong with that?
Notifications. I feel like, I mean, for me personally, if I see someone hitting me up, I'm the type of person that I text, but like I don't just text something big. Like I be just kind of going, and then I get your attention that way. But if if I'm busy, I'm not gonna reply. But I feel like I'm typically really good with replying or
You
not
got that
leaving.
Dory memory.
Yeah, not even like leaving it on there. Like
On
if
it, yeah.
I open the message, and I normally typically reply. If not, then I'm busy. But I don't like to keep it just there. Just
Honestly,
You know what I
there's
mean?
times where like I'll open the message and I'm like, fuck, I don't got time to respond right now. So I'll go back and I'll be like, let me leave this on unread so I can remember to go back and
Yeah,
respond to it. You know, but I don't think we need to have like that ego boost of having like 25 unread messages in our
That's
DMs.
honestly
Yeah.
nowadays
Okay.
generation. Like I feel like this generation now, like they do that. They need that ego boost. Like,
I
every
really
day,
don't like
which
keeping
sucks.
things on there though. Like I
Yeah.
like to just like
Clear it out.
clear it
Mhm.
out. I don't know. That's just me though. I feel like it depends on the person.
Exactly.
That if they like to have that on there, then cool. If not, then okay. But yeah, clear it out. I mean, especially if you're not talking to that person or you
Yeah,
find no
why?
interest. It's like,
Exactly.
all right,
Keep them on Reddit or delete it.
delete it.
Put it on spam.
Wait, hold on. What about you guys? Is it an ego boost for you, both of you?
No,
Never,
I feel like I'm like behind schedule. I feel like my day's behind. If I have like little dots in my phone, like I panic.
Yeah.
I panic.
I,
Sense of urgency.
for me, it's okay. Oh man, I don't want like telling about myself. Okay, so for me, in any relationship, whether it's with my wife or with Nesto, if I ask you to do something, I want it done then, like right there on the spot. And when you ask me to do something, I'm going to do it right then and there. So if I get a message, I'm on it. Like, oh, snaps. It's not like, oh, you know what? I'm busy. You know, like I hit you. Nah, like for me, I guess that's my part. My biggest issue is I like take it personal. You know what I'm saying? Like for me and him, you know, we agree like, yo, business rules. You got 24 hours to reply. And if you don't reply in 24 hours, it's like you saying F you.
We already
Right.
fired someone because of that.
Yeah, like for real, like, dude, like really, it took you 24 hours to just like it's okay if you can't give me a long paragraph or a long email or even call me, but just let me know, hey, I saw your message, I'm busy, but I'll hit you back.
I
And
agree.
when you
With the
don't,
reply.
and when you don't get that, and you don't get that, I'm like, yo, bro, like, what's going on? Like, is it me? And like,
It comes in the factory of Apple. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it says, like, I'll call you right back. I just press that. Simple as that.
No, I agree. I think
Yeah.
that it comes along with just feeling like you're not being dismissed, you know, and you know, I when I'm interested, you're gonna know I'm interested.
Right.
You know, if I'm not, then I'm sure you'll realize that I'm
You'll pick
not.
up on it.
Yeah.
okay, right, I'm keeping notes.
And
Right now,
sometimes I feel like you don't have to say anything,
You
right?
don't have to respond. And even if you
Yeah.
keep them on Reddit, it's nothing personal. And I tell people that. I'm like,
Mhm.
listen, it doesn't mean because I see him in person, right? Like, oh, you left me on Reddit. I'm like, clearly I'm here, I'm talking to you. It's nothing personal. But I just don't want to respond back because why am I going to respond back to you when I'm not interested? I'm not going to waste your time.
Yeah.
Or get into an explanation because I don't owe anybody an explanation.
oh, okay. Y'all remember the movie Shallow Hal? Anybody remember?
Yeah, I do.
All right. So, what's important? And I pretty much know how this is going to go, but I had to ask this question, right? So, what's important, right? So, you got the Ken doll. Not necessarily saying he looks like the Ken doll, but pretty much he's a checkbox.
Mhm.
Everything you want to check is checked. But you notice that he can't even hold a conversation for like 2 minutes. But hey, y'all have some pretty babies. So are you gonna go with the Ken doll who can't hold a conversation and y'all gonna have some pretty babies? Or he checks all the financial blocks and the credit scores and all that kinds of stuff? Or you
Ooh,
go
okay,
for
so now we're going
the
okay,
opposite.
financial, credit score, all of that.
We talked about this pretty recently, actually.
Yeah. It was funny because so someone was he was like persistent, you know, asking me out, and it was all very like superficial questions or superficial comments. And then I was kind of mean, but I blocked out his name and I screenshot it and I posted it on my stories and I said, what's your income to death ratio? And
Damn, you did him like that.
You did.
I think I sent it to you first before I posted it. And
I was
I
like,
said, ladies, hit him with this
hit him
next
with
time.
this.
And he was like, why are you asking such a personal question? You know, so it was, for me, it's interesting, you know, because I'm like, you're telling me like, I mean, he was younger than I am. So I'm sure like our interest and our places in life are much different, you know, so I can't blame the kid for trying, but it was,
They called him the
What was
kid.
his ratio? I want to know.
The
What was his
kid.
ratio?
I don't even think he,
I
I don't even think he understood the question.
She fucking scared him off right
Yeah.
then and there. Boom.
And I got like immediately, I got so
So
many.
somebody got
women-
ghosted then. Right?
Oh, I muted my stories from him, so he can't see my stories anymore. Because it was like
So
everything.
much technicalities. How do you guys do that? Like the ghosting and like how does it like muting?
No, you just
and
mute
then,
it.
Like shit. I didn't
Mute.
do that.
Mute.
Yeah.
Mute.
Mute.
Block him or follow. Just mute.
Yeah, so
Mute, block,
it's mute, then block.
Don't block. You're dismissed. You're done.
dismissed.
Yeah, it was a funny situation for me, and because immediately I had like all these women and girls, and everyone was like, "That's hella funny." How did he answer that? I'm like, he didn't know how. But anyways, going back to what you were asking about the Ken doll, that's a good question because now you're checking off all the boxes,
You don't
But-
want ugly babies.
but
But you don't want somebody you can't fucking.
He
have
can't
a
even hold a
conversation with.
But do you
conversation.
want an ugly baby?
yeah, I
Who's gonna
don't.
think about having babies if he can't
What?
have a
Are you
conversation?
no,
We're
no,
not gonna have
Is this
babies.
really up for debate?
I don't think I could if I'm not being mentally stimulated. I don't think I could
Thank you.
hang out for too
You
long.
can't have babies with
I'd
that
rather
person.
chill on my own.
Crystal, please come get me or call me right now. Actually, right now, girl. I gotta go. It's an emergency.
So you wouldn't do it?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
100%.
I'm just asking the question. That's my job to ask questions.
I mean, I'm a pretty down girl once you get to know me, but I mean, there's some stuff that I'm like, okay, no,
Yeah.
you know,
You can't
like,
hold a conversation. Yeah, there's no point. What do you mean? Like, I can't. See
and
what
I
you're
get
doing.
along with everybody. pretty
You do.
much. I really do. Like,
Yeah.
unless there's like an issue. I mean, there's, I don't know.
sure.
What about you?
Sure,
Would you-
sure.
would you have babies?
Absolutely
No,
sure.
all right, I'm good.
Would you have babies with somebody that can't keep up with the conversation or can't hold
Like
on?
how
I
how
def-
can you even depend on them to be able to parent your
Yeah.
child?
No,
I mean,
tell me
why
this.
No. He doesn't apply with it because he's my sister's husband, so that story is
Yeah,
done.
like-
That's,
Yo,
that's a
you
dead
gotta
end.
real life watch what you gotta say right now.
Seriously, you're going.
Yeah, like no. Yeah, let's hurry up and change this subject. Okay, so how important is it for you guys to? All right, so earlier today we had a interview with a young man who, I guess he's pushing the communication factor of men. Oftentimes, men, we bottle our emotions and then until it's too late, and then we explode, right? So how important is it for you guys to find someone who is emotionally stable? Or do you see that as a sign of weakness? If he like crying like R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying? Like, take me back, like I need you, girl. You know, like, do you see that as a sign of weakness, or is like, yo, like he's being vulnerable to me? Because most men, like I know most men, like, and even including myself, I'm not gonna let you know everything about me unless I'm really comfortable with you. So if I'm putting myself out there on the table, then like,
That's
do
huge.
you do you see me as
Yeah.
weak?
No.
So what do you guys think? Is that important to find someone who's emotionally stable?
100%.
Yes or no?
100%. I'd rather have somebody that's 100% like emotionally stable and very vulnerable with me than somebody that hides his feelings, because that to me shows that, okay, I can trust this guy. This guy is actually showing me his true colors. He's real, right? He's not trying to be something that he's not. He's not trying to hide anything. He's not trying to be fake. He's just keeping it 100. So I'd rather have somebody that's 100% emotionally stable.
Okay.
I think with that though, it's like it's a lot. A man could put his true feelings out there and be completely vulnerable, and you could either be able to reciprocate that and give him either the reassurance that he's looking for, or the comfort, or just that communication that he wants to hear from you. Or sometimes you don't know how to respond immediately, and it could put him in a situation where he's like, wait a minute, I'm like being 100% real and vulnerable with you. I'm like undressing myself completely, and you're not responding the way I want you to respond. It is kind of like a thin line to walk. And I think it's really hard for a man to be able to be vulnerable. And it's not going to always be, it's not always gonna look the way we want it to look. It's gonna come out how he's feeling it. And in my experience, sometimes it's a lot. It's a lot to handle that level of emotion. I think in my experience, in my marriage and I've only been in 2 committed relationships, and they both are the father of my children. And I think it is definitely on my checklist. Going into any relationship in the future is that man needs to be emotionally stable. But I don't know what that looks like. I don't know if being vulnerable makes him emotionally stable. And at the same time, I don't know if I'm able to reciprocate what that vulnerability looks like. So it's I don't know. It's something that I say it's a must, but then it's like, wait a minute, what does that look like though?
You don't know what you're dealing with.
I don't know what I'm dealing with. I think everyone is different. Every man is different. And I don't think it's a sign of weakness. I think it's something that is the opposite of that. But it's like, what does that look like?
And I feel like it also depends on where you guys stand together. Like it doesn't always, you know what I'm saying? It's like, for example, recently, if he's giving me his all and then I'm just not there, that doesn't completely mean I don't care. It just wasn't meant for me at the time. You also have to remember, like, you guys kind of have to have this conversation as you're getting into the relationship. Like, where is this, in a way, like, where are we at? Like, kind of like hint at, check in, see, obviously, if he's telling you he's being vulnerable with you, he deeply cares. You know what I'm saying? He's not just going to tell you this in the first, second date. You're like in 6 months, maybe a year in, who knows, but it's gotten to the point. Are you there with him?
See, I think that's the problem right there, because like in that scenario, you could actually deal with the con artist, aka F boy, right?
Right.
Like the dude's gonna say, "I'm gonna kill myself," and then you're gonna be like, "Oh my god, I can't leave him. He's gonna kill himself."
Oh my
like,
God.
no, let him kill himself. Hold on. Not, I mean,
happened.
let's delete
Don't
this,
care.
but
Don't
yeah.
care.
That he's saying that because that happened to me with my recent ex.
Oh.
So I was supposed to break up with him, and then it happened. Literally pulled that card.
Girl.
I was so vulnerable. I was like,
Do it.
I was like, no, but see, it depends, right? Like, it depends on like your history, your past.
When he said let him kill himself, I can only hear like our Mexican parents saying, "Que se mate el cabrón. A ver si se va a matar."
And that's where he's getting that from. It's like it happened. Like I was set up in that trap. I'm like,
God.
oh my god, like, what do I do?
Wait, I
Right?
think you had sent me something recently. It's talking about a guy using this technique about being vulnerable as like a thing, like for the girl to like fall into that
It's
trap.
like a marshmallow.
You know what
You know
I'm
what I mean?
saying?
You
That's
go
exactly what
you
happened.
go like the marshmallow, right?
Like I was like, this is insane,
No, girl, they do that.
Because I think you were going through it, right?
girl. I just said it
no.
right now.
yeah.
I
that's
think the
exactly-
odds are in the males. Oh man, this is gonna come off wrong. Okay, so
Oh.
the odds are in the male's favor. Like, so most women care. It's that motherly instinct,
Right.
whether you're a parent or not. It's something that's in you already.
Hardwired.
So if I put myself out there like a baby who needs his diaper changed, you know what I'm saying? Your instinct is like, I need to change this baby's diaper because he is crying, And I think and then when I got you, you know what I'm saying? I got your attention, then I just, you know what I'm saying? Most oftentimes, like the F boy, y'all say, he flipped the script and you're like, man, who is this? I don't know. This is not the person that I met a couple months back. Like, but it's all a game. That's why I'm like, y'all like, girl, I like your form. Oh, really? You like my, like, really? You
I mean,
you
there's
falling
no-
for that? No.
Honestly, there's no really telling unless like I feel like what is there to tell? Like the vibes, how you're feeling is so important. Like we can all sit here and say like you can say all these things, but really actions show, right? And then also the way you're feeling with someone. Like I feel like we all pick up on that energy, that vibe. Like, you know when someone's really fucking with you, and you know when someone's not.
So
In person.
Is it easy to say that you choose what you want to see?
Yeah. I agree because we've all been through this.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Where we wear rose-colored glasses and completely miss the red flags. We choose to miss the red
No,
flags.
or we see the red
We
flag.
see them, but we choose to
But-
come them in a way, just pass by them.
That's that Ken doll.
Okay. So this
Yes.
is the next question, and I talked to Hanan about this, right? So okay, we have two scenarios, right? We have one scenario, a guy is built the way you want him in every characteristics, right?
Mhm.
He's just that guy. He's like, let me put his Gucci slides on him or something like that, right? And then you have this guy, right? That he's an F boy, but he dropping it down like he's good. You know what I mean? So, but the question here is are you gonna take what's ideal for you in your head, or are you gonna take what's your I want to say at time desire
I
type of
think
situation?
it depends what place you are in life.
Exactly where you're at in life. Or
Yeah.
mindset you want.
Yeah.
What do you want? What do you want?
What do you want? What do you need,
So,
right?
so you're telling me that F boys are like when you're younger, but then when you're older, like let's get them settled.
no.
No, I
Let's
mean,
get a
no.
trained
I
one.
mean, do we not know that F boy comes in a different like
They come in
age and
ages,
sizes?
ages,
And,
colors, and sizes.
exactly. Like it's
Fuck boys don't discriminate. They don't.
I mean,
So which one are you gonna take though? Are you gonna take the customized one, or are you gonna take
No
the
customized.
regular one?
there's no telling. It depends on who I like or what I like at the moment, or
Exactly.
or the vibe. I might like him, and I might, it just depends.
It's all about the
Everybody-
energy, right?
Yeah.
The energy,
and
the,
the
vibe.
connection.
Yes.
Exactly. Everybody wants a customized person,
Organic.
right? Organic.
What did I talk about Nestor about? Organic.
That was her episode, organic.
Okay.
No, but everybody wants a customized person, right? But I mean, at the same time, I don't want no customized person because nobody's perfect. I just want a normal person.
You want to fix them?
I want
No,
someone real,
No, someone real and just normal.
straight.
Yeah, that's it.
Just be yourself.
No.
That's
see,
it. Someone
I-
normal, loyal and honest.
I don't want to fix anyone.
So I want.
You don't- I'm
we
too
don't
old
need
for
that
this shit.
extra baggage.
Too old for
okay?
this shit.
We got-
Okay, so my next question is I had one of my uncles is he's very picky, right? So when he wakes up in the morning, say for instance, his wife or his girl at the time will have to wake up before he wake up, and she would have to get all done up. So when he opened his eyes in the morning, he seen his made up wife, right? So
Wait, I'm sorry. You said she had to.
she had to be,
It's a
yeah, she
When
had
she
to.
didn't, what happened?
I don't think he put hands on her. I'm not trying to say that.
Damn, this is getting
No, I'm
serious.
just
Hold
saying
on.
it
He
just-
said she had to.
What were the consequences?
me.
No.
I just want someone to like me for me.
I'm
Thank you,
glad I
girl.
didn't
No
say his
lashes, no
name.
brows, no nothing.
No,
My
exactly.
mom,
So that's where I'm going with it. Could you be with a guy, and I'll go around the table and we start with you, Veronica. Like, could you be with a guy where you had to be Instagram mode at all times?
No, at all. Like, absolutely not. I mean, I feel like I really like it to be just, you have to be so yourself, like the minute you start, I feel like doing certain things or for that person to like you, it's just not being you. I mean, you have to be 100% yourself. Like that whole situation with the makeup, like
Put your makeup
I am
on.
a
Put your
make-
face on.
yeah, I am a makeup artist. I love makeup, but I feel very confident with or without makeup. I would love to like wake up in the morning and have my significant other be like, "You look beautiful," with or without makeup. I don't want him to change me or have to do certain things to please him, but it's not making me happy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like ultimately, that has to do with being confident, being happy with yourself. I would never I feel like in my past relationship that I was in for almost 10 years, I always wanted to be my true self, and like certain things, like when a guy tells you what to wear, what not to wear, why are you wearing that? Or like, where are you going and checking up. Like, I just feel like you have to completely be yourself. And if you can't be yourself and you feel like he's kind of like making you feel some way, or like you have to change it up, like that's a red flag for sure.
you gotta also think also that like you guys are well, my bad for saying you guys, but I'm just saying most women are
Uh-huh.
not very fond upon nice guys. So
Right.
if a guy doesn't tell you what to wear, right? He's probably gonna be like, yeah, you're pretty, but you're looking ratchet, right? So that's not something that you guys
I'm-
want. So I think that it's kind of hard to find that middle balance guy that he's gonna
I
be
mean,
like,
yeah, but there's a difference between controlling and then being honest, or you know what I'm saying? Like, be real. Like, okay, yeah, that might be a little too short, babe, but you look hot. Okay, cool. Don't tell me what to wear, what not to wear, though. That's
You
like
can't
you
wear
have
this
to
and
be
wear that,
secure.
right.
Like, as a man, yeah, you have to be secure. Like, I don't know. I just feel like that's something that's huge. And
Now is that something okay as far as attire? Is that something that obviously you guys look at it as I'm dressing to look good for other girls or I'm looking good for my man?
I'm looking good for me, boo. Period.
girl.
And then obviously, like,
So there's no
You have-
competition with other girls.
no,
That-
I mean,
that's a myth.
That's
a
no, I
debunk.
flaunt all my friends. I feel like like it comes back to being secure and confident, and that's not installed in you. That's what you have to build, I guess you would say. You know, it took me a while. I mean, some girls are different, but at one point, I was in a relationship where I couldn't go out. I couldn't wear these things. I couldn't do certain things. So now I'm like, why even go back and trace it? Like, no. This is something that you allowed in your previous time. So why allow it now? Like, you're up here, girl. Keep going up. So I feel like it's so important for a woman to know that the minute you start feeling some type of controlling in any way, like it could be something so small. Like, I don't even, sometimes I couldn't even go see my family, and that sucks. You don't want to be in that position. Like, for what?
No,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
No, I feel like for sure, going back to your question, is like, definitely be confident. And if a guy, that whole situation with your uncle, I mean, what?
Hey, put your makeup on, girl.
I know. I mean, I got makeup on, but I can also take it off and feel just as good. So it also depends on the person. I feel like my mom has told me this a long time ago, and she always tells me this. I think I told you, Mari, a man, I feel like, would only go as far as you let him sometimes, you know? So yeah, that's my input on that.
All right, Miss Chris. Instagram mode 24/7. How you feeling?
No, with me, you're gonna get the real deal. I mean, you're gonna wake up to me in sweats and a t-shirt with no high heels.
No high heels.
You know, and you're gonna get, you know, the person who, I mean, I don't know how to be any other way but me. So if someone's interested in me, it's gonna be for, you know, who I am, and I have no problem going to bed and waking up at the same time you wake up, and you're gonna see my face the way it looks without any makeup. I've been told that that's when I'm the prettiest, so I don't know if that's a line or what, but
He was trying to get breakfast.
maybe.
The chilaquiles. Fire.
Oh, damn. And a cafecito on the side.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, but I mean, even if you go on my Instagram, I mean, it's really, I mean, I have myself on there, but I also showcase my kids and, you know, my girlfriends, and it's who I am. So there's no facade with me.
Okay. Instagram mode. Miss Hannah. No.
I mean, look, I like to get dolled up. I love makeup, right? But he sees me. I walk out in sweats. I get on FaceTime. Like when I'm dating somebody, like literally the second day when we're on the phone, I FaceTime with no makeup on purposely, just so he can see how I look. And I'm like, this is how I look naturally. Bare face, no brows, no lashes. You take care, you leave it. It is what it is. And then most likely, like literally, like all the time, like, oh my God, like this is amazing. Like I love that you're natural. Like you're just coming straight forward. You're not hiding behind another face. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, if we're gonna work this out and this is like for the long term, I want you to accept me for me, right? My flaws and all, my scars and all. No need to hide it.
No extensions.
I feel like dating and stuff, like I personally, if I'm going out on a date, I like to be even more natural. Like I literally put no effort but an effort. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like
yeah.
you're like not trying too hard. Definitely no heels. I mean, it depends on where we're going, but just hella casual. I don't want to look like I tried so hard and all of that. Like it's just
Now, let me ask you, you ladies, about this. Is it because of like as you grow with age that you guys realize this, or this is something that you guys just realized 6 months ago?
no, I feel like it gradually has gotten to that point for me. I'm speaking
As
of
you get
myself
older.
and I feel like yeah, cuz I feel like my younger self like when I was like 20, 21, I always felt like I needed to be look a certain way or like, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm like I mean, it's more of like you just being you.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
And I feel like that's the most sexiest thing. Is
Yeah.
being you. That's what
Yeah.
girls get attracted to you. Is
and
being
like
yourself.
yeah, just being yourself and not really trying. I don't like when even vice versa. Like if I'm going on a date and then the guy looks like he's trying hella hard, he has like some new stuff. Like I mean, which is cool.
I was
It's
about to
nice,
say, you're
but
supposed
like
to put your best
I
foot
mean,
forward.
yes, because first impressions are
I ain't gonna
good.
show up in my boxers
I
and a
mean,
white
yeah,
beater. Like,
yeah, but don't do too much either. You know, like just be cool with it. Like I feel like if anything, you're gonna pick off on the vibe. If they're trying too hard, definitely gonna know because I've been there before, and I'm like, okay, you're doing too much, or like you're hella being yourself. You're hella cool. I like this. You know, like
but
you'll
what
be
if
able
you're
to.
so pretty you make me nervous and you think that I'm doing too
And
much?
that's fine. I'll be like, you a little nervous.
Extra nervous.
We could take a little shot.
Extra nervous.
It's all good. I mean, that's literally
I don't
how-
bite.
She would say
That's
that.
literally how I am. That's
don't be
literally what
calling
I
me
would
out.
say.
Right.
Like I'm just being hella real and just I
Organic.
mean, organic. Straight up.
Okay, so all right. In my experience, I'd say about with my sister or what females that I've grown up with, right? So we're talking about they know me probably better than others may know me, right? So they got that deep dark secret that nobody knows, right? So say for instance you're communicating with your significant other, and at times you guys don't be talking like Mrs. Doubtfire, right? Y'all be angry, like like an angry dragon, right? Right? How important is his response? Like, so is it a red flag if he pop off at the mouth just like you popping off at the mouth? You know what I'm saying? Because you going for the jugular, right? And the things you think is constructive criticism, but in his opinion or his view, understanding the things is like, dang, dude, you like disrespecting me like crazy. So if he go crazy just like you going crazy, is that a red flag? Or are you like, wait a minute, let's take a step back and let's talk about this? Or are you out? Like, I'm grabbing my stuff, girl. I got my ponytail holder and I'm out. Like, so what
What did
happens?
you say earlier about the bump?
Oh, the bump bump.
The bump bump. Oh shit.
Who you asking?
Yeah.
All of y'all. But let's start with Miss Anna. Is that a red flag? You know what I'm saying? If you see his anger building, but you're telling him how you feel, you're expressing it, and he's just like, yo, man, you digging a little bit too deep. And then so he started digging deep. You know what I'm saying? And then things escalate. I ain't saying he putting hands on you or nothing like that, but he started yelling and you yelling. I don't think nothing gets solved by arguing. So what is that a red flag?
Well, it depends, right? If I'm yelling, right, I'm not gonna see it as a he starts yelling because I'm yelling, right? But if he takes it to another level when I'm just trying to like have a conversation with him, state facts, right, and kind of reason with him, and he kind of throws out flaws in my face or disrespects me, yes, that's a red flag because it's like, wait a minute, I'm trying to have a conversation with you as an adult to an adult, and you're over here throwing flaws in my face, or you're just throwing shit in my face that's like irrelevant to the situation and you're being disrespectful, yeah, that's a red flag.
Okay.
It just depends, I guess, on the situation.
That's all. Miss Crystal.
Hmm. So if I'm hot in the situation and I'm yelling and he's yelling back, no, it's not a red flag. If anything, my behavior is probably a red flag to him. I think what we put out is what we receive. So if we're coming at him in a disrespectful manner, it's going to make him feel a certain way, just the way it would make us feel a certain way if they're coming at us in a disrespectful manner. At the end of the day, we're both human beings and we're both going to react to something. I have been told that when I'm feeling a certain way about something, that I'll talk to that person as if he's not my equal. And in my head,
You mean well.
She does.
yeah,
She does.
yeah, I really do.
Yeah.
I do. But no, I don't. To answer your question, simply is no, I don't. I can't expect him to be, super calm and collective and try to, be cool about it if I'm coming at him with hella, attitude and just being loud. If he's not coming at me with some attitude back, then I'm like, why are you not mad?
Yeah,
Right now?
if anything, that's a red flag. If you're just like, okay, sweetie, like we'll fix it. What
You're
are you
cheating.
Like, why aren't you as mad as I am?
Yeah, see, but it depends on, like, what I'm trying to say is it depends on the situation, right? Like, for example, it depends on what you're going through with that person.
Yeah.
If that person is a narcissist and gaslights the fuck out of you, then yeah, that's a red flag, right? When like you guys are when you're trying to give him constructive feedback or something that upset you, and you're just trying to have a conversation, he just gaslights you and like disrespects you. Yeah, that's a red flag. It just depends.
So
Right.
reverse psychology is out of the question.
You said that's a red flag. Reverse psychology? I mean, because I would.
Reverse psychology.
Red flag. Shut up.
Mind fucking with vulnerability and all this other shit. I mean, can I get a shot? Excuse me. Okay. So, all right, moving along. All right. So, like 3 months, 6 months in, maybe a year. If there is a timeline on when the conversation comes about of let's move in together. If you are in a relationship, a serious relationship, a committed relationship, at what point is it okay to talk about that? Or is there, I'm not even considering it unless he like putting a ring on the finger. You know what I'm saying? If that ain't, we ain't even talking about marriage, because we can shack up. That's cool. You can cook my
Yeah, that's
breakfast.
hard.
We can play house. You know what I'm saying? I'm loving
That's when they get comfortable.
Right.
I mean, I got something to say about
All right.
that in particular because I've definitely been in that situation.
Playing house?
Same.
Yeah, for 10 years. Okay. And I feel like there definitely has to be a point in time like where you talk about what you want from the relationship and like
Where's it going?
where is it going. And I mean, I was there when, like I moved in. For example, I moved in, things were going great, 5 years, 6 years later, 7 years. But then that's when they get comfortable and you're like, okay, well, where's this even going?
Were you
Like,
cooking?
Yeah, cooking, cleaning, doing all that. I was a wife, not in paper, but you know what I'm saying? Like, there definitely has to be like a discussion and like you gotta talk about boundaries and talk about like what is it that you want? Because nobody's time should be wasted, right?
I think it's 100%.
Right.
100%. I think it may be different for different women depending on what stage of their life they're in. I do believe that you don't really know the person until you live with them.
So you would advise that you live with someone before y'all even talk about marriage?
Like a little bit.
Honestly,
Really?
because I've been married, divorced, and in a committed relationship afterwards, yes. I tell my oldest, you really don't know the person that you're with until you're living with them. Because then you're faced with all these real life situations, right? Financial situations, bills, responsibilities, like real life shit is not just, that honeymoon phase that you guys are in a relationship. You're faced with real life situations. And it's how you handle them either together as individuals or however it may be. Then you really get to know the person. Then you're going to see like the shit that you like about the person. Like, does he blow his nose at the kitchen table? Like
pet peeves here and there.
Yeah, like can you? Yeah, do you really want to marry that person?
Can you put your socks inside the
toilet seat down?
Excuse me. There's just so many things.
Who are you guys dating?
I'm talking about back then.
No, I'm talking about now. We mean now then, not back then.
These are our animals that you guys are talking about.
Nestor, shut up.
Make a puddle like when they're out of the shower. There's a towel right there, motherfucker. Like,
Dude, I mean, the list can go on and on.
Very passionate about this. All right. So, Ms. Anna,
Gotta learn.
but were you good? Where you at? Because I didn't want to cut you off. I don't want to cut you
no,
off.
I would just say for me, it's a whole entire different situation because I have kids. So do I really want to bring in a man into my home and make him be a part of my children's lives? So for me, it's different because I'm considering other people who I'm responsible for. For Veronica, it may be different, depending on where we're at in life, I think it's all, such an individual situation.
Okay. Ms. Anna, how do you feel about this? Let's shack up.
I feel like, yes, I agree. So, just moving in together really does, show you the person's true colors, right? But you had it for 10 years. I had it for a year.
Right.
I played housewife. I was cleaning, cooking, doing laundry, the mother, the sister, the daughter, like everything to this person, right?
Girl.
And he got so comfortable in a year.
That's a long time.
A year, right? And he had his own spot.
A year is a long time.
A year,
Go ahead.
mind you.
Try a decade.
Mind you, I'd known him for a decade, grew up with him, and then didn't see his true colors until we actually got together, started dating.
Until y'all moved in.
And then he kind of technically moved in with me. And I was
He
like,
moved in with you?
Well, not moved in necessarily, but he was there like 4 to 5 times a week.
Oh, I was about to say that's the problem right there.
I mean, what do you guys think? Like in terms of dating and then
I
moving
was
in
I
together?
was traditional with my wife. Well, my mama. So my mom. I had my own apartment. Like, for real though. Hey, my mom was like my best friend before my wife came in. But like, I would say my mom found out
that part of the response in itself.
Look you.
No, but so what happened is my mom found out that I had my own apartment. I had my own apartment like at 19 or something like that. And then I had started dating my wife and I was just like, yo, like I'm feeling you, so you should just move in with me. And then like a couple months later, we was married. Like it was just like that fast. But what happened is in between that, my mom was like, she would call me and she's like, who's that answer the phone?
Mama bears that.
And she's like, y'all living together? My mom is very like religious. Yeah. My mom is very religious, so she was like, "Y'all shacking up, Andrew. You know that ain't in the Bible. Y'all shouldn't be doing that."
That's my mom.
Right? So I mean, for me, like the traditional way of doing things, I would prefer it that way. You know what I'm saying? If my kids were gonna do something like that, but I do understand y'all point though. Like, bro, you don't really know nobody until y'all actually live together. Like, your cleaning habits, your eating habits, and your financial habits all come into play. And I'm just like, yo, like, I don't want to do this no more. But it's too late, but I'm not talking about my wife. I'm just saying, in situations like that, when you start to notice people's habits, you're just like, dang, man, what did I get myself into? It's better if we just stay separated. So I have I'm gonna put my brother business out there. So my brother been with his girl for like, probably as long as I've been with my wife, probably like over 15 years, and they ain't married. They got their own houses, and like and it works for them. He said that's how they keep their romance, their relationship, their communication, and everything, because they don't get tired of each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we argue, hey, I'm about to go to the crib. I'll holler. I'll wait till you cool down. I'm gonna go to my house. But you can't do that if you're living with each other. You know what I'm saying? I'll be in the living room on the couch watching the Laker game.
Making it hard to
You know what I'm saying?
The
You know what I'm saying?
The wife's over there
Yeah.
slamming
Okay.
shit in the kitchen like
Yeah, like you can't get away. You can't get
no
away. But,
privacy
so
whatsoever.
I understand that though.
But you know what?
obviously-
There's in a way there's beauty in that though. You know, because I mean, I do still really believe in marriage and what it stands for. And when you do decide to make that commitment, you make that commitment with someone who you believe is your person. And within that, you deal with those situations. And how long have you and your wife been married?
21 years.
See, that's dope. You know?
21 years.
Yeah. And yeah. So to me, that's like,
It's the imperfections that make it like, you know,
Perfect.
it's
Absolutely.
like there's no perfect, you know, marriage or anything. But
even
the-
like your relationship
struggles.
compared to your brothers, you know,
Yeah.
it works for them. That's perfect for them. You know, I
Mhm.
think there is no like right or wrong.
No.
Seriously,
I'm
quiet.
Okay, so
get
but,
back to the
no,
real
I'm
quick.
listening.
so you shacking up?
right over there.
That's how I feel. I let it
You feel
rock.
about shacking
You know what I
up?
mean? Whatever is gonna go. It's easy to say like I want it this way, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Simple as that.
Nah, if she wears sweats and tops.
I want it this way, but I kind of already got back to that. You know what I mean? I learned to compromise. You know, compromise is a big word for me. So I kind of already got back to that. You know what I mean?
That's a big-
I learned to
that's a big
compromise.
word.
You know, compromise is the big word for me.
Compromise. Going crazy
Okay.
eyes and shit.
Compromise.
That's a big word.
I know. I'm looking at her like compromise.
Going crazy eyes and shit.
A man tells me to compromise. No, I'm just kidding.
What, that's bad.
I'm kidding.
Oh,
I'm
like,
kidding. I'm
damn,
totally
bro.
joking.
All right,
Totally.
look. Okay. All right, so we'll wrap it up here. But okay, so my last question I would like to ask, we want to talk about like finances, right? So if you moving in with a guy or y'all buying property together, who paying the mortgage?
Yeah.
Who paying the rent? Is it a shared responsibility or are you expecting him to handle everything?
No, I wouldn't go. Are you asking? Even when I'm married, I wouldn't go 50-50.
Both.
Like I wouldn't
So he's
buy
paying all of it.
property. No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I rather like buy my own.
Oh,
property.
shit.
I wouldn't like, do it
So
all.
he's
Buy
paying all of
property.
it?
He paying everything?
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I rather like buy my own property. Like do it all. Yeah, no, I'll split it down the middle. When I'm dating, have a guy pay for my shit. If that makes sense.
Okay, but what about when you married?
Yeah, no. It's a tough
She gonna
situation.
come out with the DTI.
Yeah.
She's
She's like, she's been
how is
married,
this gonna
and then she-
how is
she's
it
like,
gonna affect my credit? Am I getting a hard inquiry?
Yeah.
How is it gonna affect my credit? Am I getting a hard inquiry?
Wait a minute. What's his credit score?
She's gonna go dig deeper.
The ratio.
Everybody 800 and above at this time,
Okay.
right?
Okay. That means I could learn something. No, I think okay. So in my marriage, he handled the finances and I was given money every week.
But you were stay at home mom at that
I was
point,
a stay-at-home mom.
Okay.
I still don't think that was the way we should have gone about things. In my second relationship, it was kind of 50-50. You know, we kind of split up the bills. If I were to do it over again and I was with someone that I wasn't married to, but we were living together, I'd say we split the bills down the middle. If we are married, I would say we split the bills down the middle. And I don't
But
think,
like bills, what about bills that you had prior to the relationship?
oh no, those are my bills.
Oh, okay, all right.
Those are my bills. I'm saying like the household bills.
Okay.
What we're building together, it goes 50-50.
So
Anything I have separately is my shit. And whether if it's bills, if it's assets, whatever it may be.
She out here taking notes. Like, hold on, did you say marriage?
So
Does
there's
that
going to be a
include?
prenup.
She out here taking notes. Like, hold on, did you say marriage? Does that include?
on that for sure.
who's your lawyer? No, that's
But I do feel like, you know, there also could be a situation where we see an opportunity of investment and we're like, hey, babe, let's go for it. You know, let's do that together, you know, and we build something together. it's just been, situations from my past that I've learned to be a little bit smarter about my finances. And at the same time,
It's the difference between
I don't need a man to take care of me,
on the part
but I
of
also
the
want to be with a man
yes,
who
or
I
like,
know could take care of
I'm
me.
dating somebody
Yes.
who's not to split.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't look on. We're just dating. There's no commitment, right? But when we're married, there's commitment. There's partnership. We're building together. So yes, it's going to be down the middle.
You guys just want lumberjack. I'm just saying.
She's gonna start busting out.
He could cut the wood. I'm like,
Honey, we talking about money.
he could cut the wood. I'm like,
Miss Veronica, how do you feel about that?
I would definitely say down the middle for sure. I feel like now speaking on like this day and age, a lot of women we're very independent, and there's definitely no relying on a man. What you can provide for yourself, you know. I just feel like it's fair to do 50-50. And and if a man can do it all for you, that's also great, but it's not really like something that I feel like a woman has to like be like, oh, he's gonna take care of me completely. Cause I feel like I was raised to like
Build your
get it on
empire.
your
That's
own. Cause
exactly, my
shit
plan.
can fall into place. You have your own shit. You know, my dad
Build
kind
your
of raised me
empire.
that
Somebody
way.
else, yeah.
Like you have your own car, you have your own shit, your own like shit can fall apart. What the fuck are you gonna do? A guy's not just gonna take care of you for the rest of your life, right? Never, nah. Like always have your own stuff, but also
Lower
it's
that
nice,
DTI.
like she said, like having a guy that can be able to like take care of you in a way.
lower that DTI.
That's
We covered all.
how I feel about it.
He's been hella quiet.
All right. That's still is there anything?
Covered
He covered everything.
Any extra questions?
All right. So, as always, what I like to do is at the conclusion of every show, I open up the table or the microphones to our guests and to the other half of the show, GQ Nusso, to say any parting words that you want to have the viewers or the listeners to remember you by or with. So we'll start out with Miss Anon today.
Honestly,
All right,
don't
putting you
stop.
on the spot. Is there anything you would like to
compare
share with
yourself to
our
others.
listeners and the viewers?
And don't be on anybody's time. There's no time. Don't settle for getting married, having kids, building a business, being in a relationship. Like, for example, I'm the only single one right now. I was supposed to be married before all my friends, my sisters, my cousins. But here I am now, the single one. They're all married. Only single one. Doesn't matter. Bother me. Why? Because I'm doing me. I'm doing it for me. I found myself. I'm building my empire without a guy. I moved out on my own, furnished my house, got my car, built my business. No guy, no hand-me-downs, no help from nobody. And that makes me proud. It makes me feel that I accomplished something. It makes me feel happy. I'm happy with myself. That makes me proud. It makes me that I accomplished something. It makes me feel happy. I'm happy with myself. Yeah.
For sure.
You go, girl.
Miss Crystal.
Oh, okay. So, I think personally for me, being divorced and having a second failed relationship may seem like the end of the world. May seem like, you feel a certain way about it, like shit, like here I am, almost 36 years old, and I've been divorced and I have a second baby daddy, and that didn't work out. I hear here I got 3 kids. Who's gonna want me? It's not the end of the world. It doesn't define who you are. If anything, I am more secure about myself and what I want in a man, what I want in a relationship, what I will accept, what I won't accept, and my value after those failed relationships. So I think that's probably the biggest thing that I've taken from dating, from relationships, is a failed relationship isn't a loss. It's an experience. It's a lesson, and it continues to build you. And you get to know more about yourself and what you want out of the person you want to share your life with, out of a partnership.
Nice.
Yeah.
Miss Veronica.
To piggyback on that, I feel like in the position that I am, well, I was in a 10-year committed relationship and then just coming after coronavirus into this whole world of like dating and it comes along with like F boys and trying to like really know what you want, what you don't want. It's just very challenging. Dating itself is just challenging on its own and it's a lot sometimes. But in the midst of all of that, I feel like always just loving yourself is the main priority before you even get into dating or in a relationship, because you are mentally already going in with like, hey, I don't have to get, hurt or mentally ill from this situation, whatever the baggage might come with, because sometimes things out here don't work out, which is fine, but it also makes you learn, has an experience. I feel like we all go through stages in life, the people we meet and everything, it just comes with a purpose and a meaning. And there's always going to be a time where you're thinking in your head like, God, that didn't work out. But girl, that didn't work out for a reason. And it just you have to be, I guess, strong. Whatever comes to your way, like think of it as like a lesson for sure, and look at the positive things. Don't ever look at it as like a loss, because that's when things get hard and it's going to get harder to like overcome it. But if you're always thinking of it as like in a positive way and like I learned from this, then you're going to grow stronger as a person, as an individual, and you're going to go into the next relationship knowing how to handle certain things that you were already in, So the biggest thing for me is like, yeah, dating is hard, but at the same time, it's built you. It's going to build you to the next person. And it didn't work out for a reason. And that's always like the biggest thing, Don't dwell on stuff and just keep moving forward, because there's a plan for you. There's a plan for everybody. And really, life is what you make it. So you can either look at it as a negative thing or you can look at it as in a positive way. So, yes, exactly.
Hella quiet, right? Observing, analyzing.
We're blessed out here.
I like how you just sitting in the corner. All right. If anything, I would say is there, in my opinion, there's no such thing. If you're looking for a 50-50 split, it's never going to happen. Maybe you can flip 50-50 finances, but as far as emotionally or tasks around the house and duties and responsibilities, it'll be 60-40. It can be 70-30. But if we have the team concept, we're always going to win. You win as a team more than you would as an individual. And not saying if single life is your thing, we're not talking about that. I'm talking about team concept, right? Mm-hmm. But if we're in a relationship and we're on the team concept, then, hey, let's just work together. Let's just figure it out. But I'm your boy, Drew. This is Option 4 Podcast. We thank you. We love you. Tune in next time. Peace.